Today in the crypto space, we see the market still going sideways. Boring. That is the nature of the market currently. Bitcoin at about 26,000 give or take, and Ethereum still hovering around that $1,600 mark. The rest of the crypto space, the altcoins are following Bitcoin's lead, not doing much. However, guys, there are some opportunities in this market. Toncoin coming down to lower levels, and of course, many others reaching to higher price targets. However, guys, in today's video, I want to talk to you about the general market. I want to use Bitcoin as a leading indicator, but more importantly, I want to talk to you about one bullish project, a gaming project, and it's called Vulcan Forged. PYR is the ticker. So you know what? Let's talk about the news. Let's analyze the charts and let's strategize to capitalize. Welcome to the channel. My name is Mike, and let's get right into it. Guys, if you're new to the channel, welcome. On the channel, we talk about cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and all the altcoins, looking for opportunities. Whether we go up or down, bearish or bullish, it doesn't matter. All we want to do is stay one step ahead of this market so that we can capitalize on any of that volatility. And if you appreciate the strategy, subscribe to the channel and click that bell so you don't miss out on any of my future videos, including the live streams at 7:30 Eastern, where we talk about crypto news and price action. Guys, if you have any projects you want me to cover here on the channel, feel free to let me know. Hit me up on the socials. The links are in the description. Leave me a comment. It's a great place, great opportunity to get involved here with the community and request any projects you're interested in. All right, let's continue. Let's look at this general market. First, we'll scrape through the top 100 and kind of see what's going on today with the crypto space. Then we'll look at Bitcoin as a leading indicator because, again, as a heavyweight, we want to make sure that we are basically following along with what Bitcoin could be doing in the next couple of days. And then we'll look at the project for today, which is called Vulcan Forged. It's a good bullish gaming project. It did get into some really good bullish momentum to the upside, which I really do appreciate. However, guys, I still feel like we should be in that accumulation phase, looking for those opportunities now that we are in a transitionary phase into the bull market. We're going to get a lot of sideways price action that will definitely give us these opportunities. All right, guys, so let's begin. Let's take a look at what's happening here. A lot of sideways price action. Solana getting a nice little bounce to the upside, 4.7%. There's some good bullish news from Solana, of course, with regards to Visa and, other credit companies. So we're going to take a look at that tonight in tonight's live stream. We'll look at the news and see if there are any reports there to give us some indication what Solana could be really bullish about right now. Up 4.7% is pretty good. Toncoin, remember Toncoin, I mentioned that I was, offloading and selling my bag, and look at this nice little dip now. We're down approximately 5%. I technically can get a 5% discount on my bag because I sold pretty much the top. So this is pretty good on Toncoin. I'm waiting for it to kind of roll to those lower levels and I might reaccumulate. Okay, guys, so I'm going to put Toncoin on the list for tonight's live stream because I want to make sure that I have a plan ready to go. And of course, for you guys as well, if you are interested in Toncoin with regards to price action, fundamentals, guys, I would do your research, of course, get fundamentally bullish. It is a really interesting project given the fact that it is part of the Telegram ecosystem. So this thing might have a really good, strong use case going forward. What else do we have here? Polygon to get a bit of relief to the upside, up 2% give or take. Sideways price action is definitely what we're seeing right now. The layer ones have been, pretty much stagnant, going quiet. Stellar, Uniswap going sideways, Chainlink, kind of hanging out the bottom of the range. Yes, it's up 1.8%, but nothing really to be concerned about. Really, what else do we have here? HBAR finally potentially getting its bottom, right? This is the time. We've been talking about HBAR for the last little while. I've been looking for oversold conditions on HBAR. Little by little, we have to wait for those confirmations to kind of play out. So definitely taking a look at HBAR tonight. We're going to take a look at HBAR and see if the momentum has reached oversold conditions. If it did, or if it's close to, we need to be ready, because if we are hitting some good levels of horizontal support, we could definitely get a nice little bounce here. Filecoin going sideways still. Quant underneath that $100 mark is a very scary zone for Quant. It's desperately trying to get back up there. If it gets rejected now as a confirmation high, a lower high, guys, it's not looking good. Okay, the trend right now is definitely downward sloping. Not interested in seeing quant fall to lower levels. But of course, if we get into those extreme conditions where we get into a nice fire sale, I would be scooping some up. Of course, I'll keep you posted on that. But so far, let it fall if it's going to fall. Don't try to catch a falling knife. Let it do its thing. Let the trade come to you. But right now, we're getting a bit of relief to the upside. What else do we have? Sideways, 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 guys. That's the nature right now. XTC coming down. Algorand's going sideways. Synthetics getting some bullishness. 4.2%. Not bad. Going against the trend of the entire market, as can be seen. And that's a bit concerning for me, because when you see the price action here, it's unlike any other project currently. So for me, going against the trend is problematic. I don't want to get into a project so bullish for a long-term hold, given that the market right now is looking a bit bearish. So if you're going to get into synthetics right now, it looks like it's trying to get another leg to the upside as a bullish breakout, as previous highs right now are being tested. If we do break out of those levels, guys, be quick to take those profits. Be quick to take the profits. Look for retracement levels. Look for 1.618 extensions, and those levels are great levels to potentially start de-risking if you're in a long position on synthetics. Okay, guys, so that for me is something to take a look at. Maybe we'll take a look at SNX tonight. I'll put that one also on the list. And if you have any projects that you want me to cover in tonight's live stream, obviously join live, and I'll put your requests in first priority. Okay, so Caspa, still waiting for that, continuation down. Stacks getting a bit of a bullish bounce here, 4.8% to the upside. I kind of like that. I'm being very hesitant. I have my bags packed on STX, but I don't mind scaling it even further upon a confirmation low. I want to see where this is all going, especially Bitcoin, because Bitcoin and Stacks have a really interesting relationship. Stacks is built basically on top of Bitcoin as a layer 2 solution, and it usually follows Bitcoin's lead. Like if Bitcoin does well, Stacks does well. So it's a really promising thing going forward to see a nice correlation between Stacks and Bitcoin, and being able to time the momentum to the upside based on both of those projects basically correlating, right? If they're correlated, and you can anticipate Stacks getting a bit more volume, given the fact that it is a lower cap altcoin, and that's the reality. As a lower cap, you definitely get that opportunity to see Stacks maybe make more momentum to the upside. So I'm going to be keeping an eye on Stacks. All right, let's continue. We have BitGet token. We have BitGet tokens getting a bit of relief. BitGet, unfortunately for me, a bit of negativity given the fact that they were forcing KYC. I'm not interested in KYC. I'm not interested whatsoever on KYC. I just want to be able to basically preserve my privacy. Preserving my privacy right now is my top priority in this bear market, given the fact that as soon as the bull market comes around, there's going to be a lot of eyes on crypto, and I don't want it to be on me. So I'm going to be looking for no KYC options, of course, MEXC right now, and LBank. LBank for me is an up and coming exchange that I'm looking forward to using and getting some more experience on LBank. Let me know what you feel about LBank and MEXC going forward. I want to know your opinion about those two exchanges. All right, let's continue here. We have Neo waking up. 7.3%. Look at that nice little spike to the upside. Definitely not time to get into green price action, but upon a retracement, why not? Maybe the beginning of potential movement to the upside, a bigger picture move to the upside. But again, you got to wait for those retracements. You can see Radix right now looking nice with the sideways channel, maybe looking for a nice little bounce. I might be scaling in. I'm going to put XRD on the list. Guys, I'm going to be starting to get into a very bullish stance here, even if it's for a 4-hour time frame trade, right? Maybe not the daily, but the 4-hour could definitely give us a nice little relief, and even a bit of relief to the upside on the 4-hour can give us a nice 10% pump, as can be seen. Okay, so we need to be prepared. A lot of these altcoins are definitely going sideways. Some of them might look like they're trying to roll over. Look at IOTA rolling over right now. What else do we have? Look at BTT, BitTorrent, straight up, straight down, pump and dump. Guys, be careful with those pump and dumps. You don't want to be on the wrong side here. You want to be able to get into some projects that have good fundamentals and all that. And if you see a token pumping, trail up those stop losses, protect your gains. Gala, did it hit a little bit of a bottom? No, it's still down 21%, unfortunately. Sandbox down approximately 9%, but at least going sideways. We have Connext. I never heard of this thing, but pumped sideways and coming down. ApeCoin coming down. Bella Protocol, I'm not sure what this is about. Fools Finance getting a bit of relief to the upside after a significant dip. And this EDU, Open Campus. Pretty interesting, guys. I bought a small bag a while back when I did cover this project. I did talk about it. We did a little bit of a deep dive. That's when I was not doing the deep dives. I was just casually looking into projects. But I did, look into it. and about a small bag. So it's doing pretty good, but nothing crazy, guys. Speaking of deep dives, if you're interested in any of my deep dives, guys, I cover a project once a week. Every Sunday, I release a deep dive where I get into the fundamentals of the project. So last week or this Sunday that passed, I covered BitTensor. The ticker is TAO, Tau. Now, at the end of the day, at the end of the day, this thing is pretty good. It's been doing pretty good in the last little while. I think the fundamentals are great. If you're interested in this project and you want to get in, I think getting fundamentally bullish is a really, really good asset. In this case, you would want to go and look at what this project is about. And I cover them every Sunday, so feel free to look. I got one on Taraxa and many, many others. Go check it out. I think it's a good learning experience, especially during this bear market when there's a lot of time to spare. All right, guys, let's get into this price action. Enough of this. Let's get into Bitcoin. Let's begin our analysis with Bitcoin. What's going on here with Bitcoin? Nothing much. Of course, we see that the market right now is super boring, and this is where people start leaving the space. And in my opinion, this is where, in fact, you should be learning and preparing, because when the magic happens, when the bull run does start, it's too late. You can't backpedal. You can't push the pause button. You got to be prepared. And the best time to prepare is now, because you got time to do it. And you can see Bitcoin still going sideways, holding steady at support. We have the momentum slightly trying to get those slow grind to the upside. The MACD is confused. It's not giving me any indication of any direction, and it's unusable at this point. But at the end of the day, guys, right now, Bitcoin is holding at previous levels of support. So could Bitcoin get a bit of a bounce here? Very possible. It's very possible that Bitcoin can get a bit of relief. It could be a distribution phase that we're in right now. Getting these slightly higher lows, double tops type of thing. Maybe we do come back up, get around to this zone, and finally roll over and get to those lower levels. We could get a bit of relief just based on the fact that the daily did enter the oversold conditions. And right now, the price action is pretty much going sideways or a slight bias to the downside, while the RSI is upward sloping. Guys, that's Class A bullish divergence or Class B, depending on the way you look at it. But nonetheless, it could get invalidated. And this is something that we need to be aware of. Invalidations of divergences happen a lot, and we need to be prepared for it. So what I mean by that, invalidation, is basically, if you look at this RSI right now, as long as we're upward sloping, we're still good. And the price action is going sideways, that's Class B. And if the price action is coming down, it's Class A. But as long as the RSI is upward sloping, meaning if we do break down to this level and we break trend, that's fine. Breaking trend, maybe getting a bounce, that's fine as well, but that's still a higher low and that's still upward sloping trend. But what about if we make a lower low? What about if we make a double bottom and we do something like this? Guys, that for me is not the greatest. That means that the reality is that we invalidated the bearish divergence. And what that would mean with regards to price action is that it's very likely that we see a continuation to the downside. Okay, so what I mean by that is that we could definitely break down to lower levels of support, maybe hitting about 22,000, 22,800, give or take, right within this volume gap. And even as low as maybe 20,000 to about 19. And of course, I don't want to get ahead of myself, but this is the way things happen, especially when you're looking at divergences and using momentum. Sometimes the momentum can hang out in oversold conditions for an extensive period of time while the move continues to the downside in this case. So we got to be prepared for that, right? We're not getting any confirmations of reversals just yet. We need to see signs of, some sort of pattern would be nice. We're getting a bit of divergence here, but a nice confirmation low on the momentum would be epic, right? To see a higher low. A higher low would give us that confirmation that, yeah, you know what? We're backtesting. Maybe we did create a lower low on the price action, but we're creating a higher low on the RSI, and that's Class A bullish divergence, and we're looking for support. Great. But if we make that lower low and even a double bottom on the RSI, it means that continuation to the downside is very, very likely, and that we're going to hit those lower targets. Okay, so be very patient here with Bitcoin. Let Bitcoin show us the way. If we get into the lower time frames, you can see that we did get overbought, and we're looking for an oversold scenario. And if we do get oversold, here we come to lower levels. That's the reality. Okay, so the 4 hour is basically in confirmation with the daily, in the sense that maybe the daily is looking for that confirmation low on the momentum, and that based on that, the 4 hour should be coming down to give us that. And if it does come down, guys, yeah, maybe lower levels with regards to price action. All right, so nonetheless, we're very patient, and I've been focusing significantly on altcoins, lower caps, mid caps, trying to find those opportunities, trying to get fundamentally bullish with those deep dives. Go check them out. I think they're great. But at the end of the day, what about the gaming narrative? And what about Vulcan Forged? Let's see what's been happening lately. We covered Vulcan Forged live based on requests many times on the channel, and the risk to reward ratio was absolutely epic. Very, very healthy, beautiful, clean price action. And when you see these opportunities, these are the projects that you need to focus on. Now, of course, we did get that nice little bounce out of this zone. This is a zone that I said, you know, if we do happen to get privileged enough to backtest this area, I would be happy to buy the dip. Now, of course, you know, we did wick down a couple of times. We did, you know, hit this zone a couple of times, and this was a great opportunity. Even right here, we were still talking about it when the 15 to 20 were getting that cross to the upside. And guys, that's really, really good, right? We still didn't get a 50 and 200, which is a nice golden cross to the upside. We still didn't get it. But nonetheless, look at this bullish move to the upside. Okay, the bullish move to the upside, basically trying to break all kinds of structure. You can see these previous highs that were trying to be broken. They really didn't get broken. We broke a couple of right here, but we got a quick rejection. Now, I also did mention live that this was the time to start taking profit, right? And I made it very clear on the Discord. I made it very clear on the channel that it's very important to identify your areas of risk. And of course, if you start looking at the previous highs, you can imagine that that was a very risky scenario, right? Once you start testing the previous liquidity areas of liquidity, you want to start being cognizant of the fact that you're taking risk here, and the likelihood is that you might be exit liquidity for these tops that, you know, got into the negatives and just want to exit their positions as well, or go short. So in this case, taking profit was key. But if you haven't, I think that, you know what, it's not the worst case scenario, given the fact that we got one impulse to the upside and a quick rejection, and we're currently, you know, at a level that we could actually get some support here with PYR, Vulcan Forged. So what do I mean by this? I mean that we got a nice impulse, but a backtest and confirmation would mean that we could get a continuation to the upside and ultimately hit our bullish price target of at about $5.15, $5.10. And the reason why I put that target is because honestly, it is the base of this descending wedge. This descending wedge, technically speaking, should break down bearish, right? But I feel like overall the momentum was giving us this nice divergence to the upside. The price action was moving up. The momentum was moving up while the price action was still going sideways. Class A bullish divergence looking pretty good, and nice level of horizontal support with a clear invalidation. And when you're talking about invalidation, when it's so clear like this, the bulls are going to take full advantage of this scenario. Why? Because it actually mitigates all the risk, because you can put a very tight stop loss underneath previous lows, especially when you're getting confirmation lows that are higher lows, higher highs, higher lows. Trend is your friend. Are we getting a higher high? We got a slightly higher high based on this, but an epic breakout to hit this zone, $5.10, give or take. I would be really active to take profit. But you might say, look, the RSI is definitely overbought right now. It got to an overbought state. Not with much conviction. I feel like a nice hesitation here would be nice. When was the last time we got such a hesitation? Maybe here. But look how many opportunities you had to take profit. Lots of opportunities, right? So I still feel that we can get a nice little bounce and at least come back to about $4.50, 45 cents to, you know, maybe take a healthier amount of profits, because we're talking about a few percents there from where we are right now. To the top, it's about 14% nonetheless. But what about if we break down? Should we be protecting ourselves on the way down as well? And I say yes. If you happened to get in your entries at about $3 at this back test, as this confirmation low, a higher low, if you were able to get in at around this zone, guys, I would be trailing up that stop loss 100%, and I would put it at least at about $3.40, give or take, given the fact that you have the 200 daily right there that could act as support upon the back test. And that's really what Vulcan Forged is trying to do right now, is gain some previous resistance as support, as a spring. We want to bounce right off of some good levels of support so that we can continue to the upside. And if it does happen, bullish price target $5.10, $5.20 for sure. But as of now, we're still within range, guys. And if you're in a bit of profits, you want to make sure that you can walk away with a bit of those gains, because you definitely did the right thing getting in at this bottom scenario as the momentum was shifting to the upside. The MACD is still showing continuation to the upside. EMAs are facing up, green histogram bars to the upside with nice confirmation histogram bars, which are beautiful. And look at the volume on this move. You know, we're looking at daily volume on this move. So if you look at the previous moves, for example, but they're probably somewhat equivalent, right? Even this move is somewhat equivalent. So is this one. But look at the volume, nowhere near as it was here. So that's a bit of a confirmation that the market participants right now agree with some conviction that this price needs to move to the upside. Okay, that's the reality. Volume is almost like a voting system. A lot of trade, a lot of active participants confirming that they want this price to get to the upside. Green volume to the upside, bullish, bullish, bullish. All right, so we got the RSI right now in the bullish territory, entering oversold conditions. Overbought conditions. Sorry guys, overbought definitely. We're looking for signs of weakness that the bulls are done. Not really there here on the daily. MACD is still bullish. The price action is still bullish. We got the volume still looking bullish. We are potentially entering a volume gap very soon. You can see the supply and demand diminishes over time right around this area. So we're getting there where we're showing a bit of risk. That's why I suggest de-risking around this area. But nonetheless, the daily still okay. We could get that pump or continuation to the upside. Okay, so let's look at the 4 hour for a second. The 4 hour is giving us a little bit of a different story, but nothing significant. Okay, we just got to bear in mind that right now the RSI is definitely overbought on the 4 hour. Overbought on the 4 hour means that we could be looking for a retracement. Now we're getting that bit of a retracement right now. The trend is still to the upside. We can get a confirmation high, a lower high, which is totally fine, a lower high on the momentum. While we even, based on that confirmation on the momentum at that lower high, we can make a higher high on the price action. And guess what that is? Class A bearish divergence. Let me show you what I mean here so that you're prepared, right? So it's all preparation, one step ahead of the market, right? So if you can see, we make a lower high on the momentum, all right? And then we continue coming down, let's say, while the price action, in fact, makes that higher high. And if that happens, you're getting higher highs on the price action and you're making lower highs on the momentum. That's class A bearish divergence, and it would be very much in confluence with the MACD. The MACD got an EMA cross with the histogram bars facing down, which assumes that we're looking for a retracement right now or a bit of a breather to the downside so that we can, potentially start riding some bigger ebb and flows as the volume increases, as the market structure builds, giving us confirmation lows at support levels. We start to build confidence, and I feel like that's what could be happening here in the short term. I know that the market right now is looking bearish. That is given, and a lot of theory is right now that since Gala's been showing a bit of weakness, of course, internal weakness from fundamentals, a lot of people are taking their tokens from Gala and shifting them into other bullish gaming narratives, and PYR, Vulcan Forged, could be one of them, okay, that are benefiting from that negativity or that FUD out of the Gala camp. Okay, so let's keep in mind that we could get another little impulse to the upside on the 4 hour, but given the daily, be prepared. I wouldn't be getting into any fresh longs right now. It's about defensive and it's about taking profit and walk away with those gains. But ultimately, back to the daily, I would start reaccumulating once I see this overbought condition on the RSI get oversold once again, and we could definitely come back to the point of control right at about $3, give or take, given that we have no indication that we are in a bull run. And right now, all these cryptos are in an accumulation phase. As soon as we get indications of a bull run, guys, we need to start piling in. But at the end of the day, right now is the time to start DCAing and get fundamentally bullish. All right, guys, thank you for stopping by. Remember, tonight, 7:30 Eastern, I'm live. That is the greatest place and time to request any projects that you're interested in. And of course, if you want, you can hit me up on those socials. The links are in the description below. Feel free to join the Discord, guys. The Discord is a great community, lots of good alpha, trade setups, fundamentals, learning material, a lot going on there. Go check it out. And of course, guys, don't forget, 7:30 Eastern, I'm live. Take care, guys. Have a good one. And don't forget, buy the dip.